Good morning everyone, myself Akash. Today I have came up with another new video which clears the concept of pointer and why do we need pointer. When a variable is declared, suppose we are declaring a variable, a specific block of memory of address. A memory specific block of memory or size of address within the computer is allocated to hold the values given through that variable. Okay, the size of the allocated block because depends on the type of data. Suppose integer type data carries 3 byte of elements. Let's write a program to find the size of various types of data. Like suppose let's say integer type variable, wait a minute, integer type variable declares once, means if I declare an integer type variable then it allocates 4, if float then 8, character 1, sequence of character based on the array of character type string. That way it allocates the size. So what is a pointer? We are actually a pointer are nothing but memory addresses. Means suppose we are declaring a pointer, suppose this is the pointer declaring, it is allocating some memory addresses or pointing to a memory address of another variable. A pointer is nothing but a variable that contains the memory location of another variable, means a variable storing some memory location, storing the data of memory address of another variable. Through that pointer we can call the value stored in that address, which address name I have stored in that pointer variable. Therefore pointer is a variable that represents the location of a data item of another variable. Means it can be an array, variable, structure. Basically a pointer provides access to a variable by using the address of that variable. Means directly you can access the value held by that variable by using or taking into consideration the address of that variable. So what is the syntax? This is data type integer type with that pointer name. For example, int pointer number, float pointer floating number. This way, this is the pointer declaration, asterisk before the variable name. Suppose x holds 10, int point ptr, then pointer is allocating nothing but the address of that variable inside its own storage, and ampersand means the address operator. Here I am writing it. Ampersand means the address operator which locates the address of value x. That's it, that is what it is going on. In the above statement, pointer is the name of the pointer variable. It is the name, and if before this asterisk is considering it's a variable. In the above statement, pointer is the name of pointer variable. The asterisk informs the compiler that pointer is a pointer variable, and it specifies that it can store the address of another variable whose data type is integer type only. That is what it is written here, as you can see. So an integer variable therefore points to an integer variable. In the last statement, ptr is assigned to the address of x, means ptr assigns the address of variable x, and n, and this is what I have discussed. So let's come to our code. So main header file, standard import output .h main function, and returning anything in main function as termination of program. this is a variable, and this is a pointer variable who can store the address of such variables whose data type is integer. Pointer variable name, this is the way it can allocate, means if when we are assigning the address of another variable to a pointer variable, then this asterisk should not be there, means asterisk pnum will directly calls the value stored inside this address or value stored by this num variable. So enter a number. Enter a number means, if we always know in scanf function you used to write this to locate the address of this num. So already we have in pnum we have assigned the address. So in that address we are going to put some value, integer type value. Then the number that was entered is asterisk pnum. This asterisk is directly calls the value stored in that address of this num variable. This is the way the pointer works. It is little bit complicated, but still it's okay. The address of the memory is, if ampersand m means it locates the address of that num, means num variable, and pnum means pointer num means it assign the address inside its memory. So let's so address of number variable in memory is this percent %p means conversion specifier for in case of when we are working with addresses or memories. Pointers are nothing but the block of addresses which directly or using pointer variables means directly pointing to the variables which holds some which are allocated some addresses. That is the case. So ampersand num is this. Ampersand num means the address or memory allocated address by num variable, and pnum is assigning the same ampersand num. Let's check and find out whether it is perfectly running or not. And before that, asterisk beside pnum means directly calling the value stored in that num variable address. So let's run our code. So enter a number, let's 5. Watch, the number that was entered is 5. The number that was entered is 5. This is the concept, that's it. The address of the number variable in memory is, this is the memory. This is a 4-byte memory as it's an integer for my PC. For your PC it might be different. This is okay. Up to this much, I hope it's clear. Thank you. I will come up with my next video related to recursive functions, how the recursive function works and all. Thank you.